was just pregnant with our first daughter, and we moved from Lincoln and we moved here. Literally, he got the job and we had to be here in a week. We just knew that was probably the start of something really good.
My grandpa, my dad's dad, was also a lineman. So it runs in the family. So my grandpa, then my dad, now my husband. It's just truly like so cheesy, but it really was meant to be.
I love being able to tell people I'm married to a lineman, and I guarantee you he's turned your power back on. He's dedicated, he loves it, and it makes me happy to see how dedicated and how happy he is with it.
I had to learn to be really independent because again, you couldn't plan when he was going to get called to work or when he was going to be gone for 2 hours. It could be 2 hours, it could be 4 hours, it could be a week.
She's such a go with the flow person, and I attribute that to her being a line wife. She always had to be. If my dad would get called out, she would be, having to change the plans.
That phone will ring at any time of the day. It could be 3 o'clock in the morning, it could be 2 o'clock in the afternoon on his day off, and plans get canceled, holidays get missed. The weather plays a huge role, but it isn't always the weather.
Car accidents, people hit poles, those are things they get called out for as well, or when there's a fire. I think those are things that a lot of people don't realize. I have a son-in-law now that does the same thing, and it's just not only worrying about my husband, it's worrying about him as well.
He always tells me before he leaves, I'm safe, I have people watching out for me. That's the biggest thing, is he always says that his crew is always watching out for each other. But I know things happen, and I know accidents happen, and it never stops a worrying heart. I'm always worried about him.
I think one of the biggest misconceptions is the public doesn't know what a lineman is, and they don't put 2 and 2 together and realize that these are human beings putting their life on the line, literally, working to restore your power.
It's not just turning a switch back on, it's actually rebuilding lines and digging and trying to figure out what the issue is. So I do get very frustrated, and I do defend them any chance I get.
I just want people to always know that they do care. They're not just shutting power off for no reason. They're trying to turn it on for everybody as fast as they can while doing it as safe as they can.
I'm very proud to say he works for the power company. I think it's just really important what they do, and that people realize what goes on behind the scenes too, because I think that's important for everyone to understand as well. But it definitely makes me proud that he's a part of keeping things going.
Linemen have a special bond, and line wives too, because we all know what each other's going through, we know what our husbands are going through, so yeah, it's super important. He's like determined and just such a good hard worker, and does his very best to get the power on as fast as it can and as safely as he can, so he can come home to us.